Yo, welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Summer Cup Great League, and let's see what team we're going to be trying out. We have the Lickitung paired with the Vigoroth and the Charjabug. Our opponent does reveal the Dugong. This is kind of good for us as we are going to be able to throw the Power Whips back at this Dugong. You can see right here, we do get Icy Wind. The opponent does end up shielding, and then we're going to switch out into the Vigoroth to take the shield advantage. So our opponent ends up committing another Icy Wind here and then switching out into their Wish Cache. So we're just going to try to spam a bunch of Body Slams. Body Slams are going to be debuffed. They're going to just be more spammy. We're going to try to get to another Body Slam right here. Our opponent does get to another move. Ends up being the Mud Bomb. We do survive it barely, and then we're going to be able to get to another Body Slam. This Body Slam will get the last shield, which is good for us. Here we're going to come back in with the Lickitung, and we tank the Skull. They get the debuff again, so the debuff forces us to go into the Charjabug, and then you can see right here we're doing our best to time the move. Our opponent does switch out into the Dugong. We're going to throw the Discharge to take it out immediately. And now they have to think about what they're going to come in because they're going to be locked in now. They come back in with their Wish Cache here. Interesting that they don't have a true counter to this Charjabug. We do get the farm down, and that's going to be GG's because they do end up having the Manting. Manting is not going to do well against this Charjabug, and so we win the game. Next game, let's see what we find. We're going to have the Lickitung versus the Quagsire. Another decent lead here. We throw in KO with the Power Whip. They're going to stay in for now. Looks like they're going to be throwing potentially Mud Bomb. Yep. So Mud Bomb goes and does some good neutral damage. They try to catch a move with the Lickitung. They ended up catching a Body Slam, so that's good for them. We're going to switch out into the Vigoroth. Vigoroth here is going to do some super effective fast move. They go and let us get to a potential Rock Slide. They let it go, which allows us to maintain alignment. You can see right here, they're going to go for another Mud Bomb. Mud Bomb gets this Vigoroth into the low yellow. We're going to get to another Body Slam here, getting a shield. We're going to get to another... Okay, they actually go for the move. They snipe our... They clip our energy here. And then we're going to come back in with the Lickitung. So kind of what we had in the beginning, but we do have the shield advantage. We're going to go for this Body Slam here, chip away at the Quagsire. And now we're going to tank a move. Ends up being the Mud Bomb. They switch out into the Manting. We have the Charjabug, so this was just alignment. We did get the correct alignment. The Charjabug was going to be able to dominate that Manting matchup either way. All right, next we have Lickitung versus Quagsire. So Shadow Quagsire versus Lickitung, favorable for us. We are going to be able to get to this Power Whip potentially, even if they throw a big move here. They end up revealing Aqua Tail. They switch out into the Oranguru. Here we know that they're most likely going to be throwing the Foul Plays. We can get to one of these X Scissors here. This is going to do some super effective damage. They end up tanking the move. And now we're just going to pressure them to use a shield or let this go. Here goes the X Scissor. It does get the shield, but they are able to farm us down. But we're still looking okay because we have this Lickitung with some energy, and we're going to have to tank this Foul Play, which is fine, but we are going to try to fast move it down, and we do get the fast move down, so that's a lot of good energy. They end up having the Macargo in the back, so we're going to switch out into the Vigoroth immediately. And then our opponent here is going to have to think about shielding here. They do shield the Body Slam. We're going to shield right here because they only really have big charge moves. And then our opponent does end up having the Quagsire come back in. We throw the Body Slam to get it further into the yellow. Aqua Tail gets thrown again, trying to get to another Body Slam, but they do use the Aqua Tail immediately. This is going to take out the Vigoroth. And here we're going to try to win the game with the Lickitung. We're going to allow the first one to go through so we can get all the extra farm. We do get the farm down, and all we have to do here is throw in good timing. One Power Whip goes through, does some neutral damage. And then we're going to be able to get to another move here because it takes them a while to get to their charge move. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game with the Lickitung. Lickitung closing the game for us is awesome, especially with a bunch of energy. So it has a good play against most things with a lot of energy here. And as soon as we say that, we have a terrible lead against our team. The Poly Wrath is going to be able to beat our Lickitung and our Vigoroth. So we're going to stay in for now. We're going to throw the Body Slam, and then we're going to switch out into the Charjabug. They reveal that they have Shadow Cradily. Cradily here is going to be pretty decent against our Charjabug, but we're going to be able to fight back with X Scissor. We're going to shield once here because we're going to try to get to another X Scissor. Okay, we're going to have to tank this next move, I believe. We do barely survive. We throw this X Scissor, and it does get the KO, so we still are going to have a... This Charjabug is going to get farmed down for sure, but then we're going to come back in with our Lickitung. We don't get to the move, so unfortunately, this Lickitung has to go down. And now it's an uphill battle because we are going to get debuffed here. The Poly Wrath is doing super effective fast moves, and we're going to have to get to probably 3 Body Slams just to win the game because they still have a full Pokemon in the back. Ends up being the Wish Cashier, so they had the double water team that is going to be pretty decent against our team. So GG's to our opponent. Tough lead. Maybe we, instead of shielding our Charjabug, we should have thrown the energy a little bit earlier, but that still would have been tough to beat this last team. So here we're going to force our opponent to switch out. They have the Trevenant versus the Lickitung. They throw the Body Slam with their Vigoroth. We're going to chip away at this Vigoroth first. So we throw our own Body Slam, and then we switch back into our Vigoroth, so we do have the health advantage. Our opponent here ends up throwing the Body Slam, but we're going to be able to get to this Body Slam right before their move. Let's see what they end up doing here. They're going to end up shielding, which is interesting. We're going to throw this shield up as well, and then we're going to go for the counter down. Our opponent here ends up coming back in with a Trevenant. The Trevenant here has to tank a Rock Slide. It does roughly 30 to 40% right there. Our opponent does reveal the Graveler. Graveler in the back here ends up throwing the Rock Blast. Rock Blast doesn't quite KO the Lickitung, so we're going to switch out into the Charjabug. Charjabug would not like these Rock Blasts, so we're going to try to build up to 2 X Scissors, but they are able to get to their next move. Rock Blast doesn't quite KO. We're going to throw this X Scissor here. It barely doesn't KO. We're going to look for the farm. They know that we are trying to farm down, so they switch out into their Trevenant. Trevenant here cannot tank that X Scissor, and our opponent ends up throwing some energy onto the Charjabug. We got to try to win this game with the Lickitung. We throw this Body Slam right here to chip away at the Trevenant. Almost KO. We are able to farm down, and then we're trying to get to a move, and we do snipe their last Pokemon. So GG's to our opponent. Check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.